All right. Welcome everybody today to STAGVIEW. Today we have the one, the only, Rodrigo Amor.
Hello.
What up?
Not much. Just landed this morning.
Later this morning.
Yeah.
Hey, you taking a quick break on your way?
Yeah. It's visiting family and then Cuba.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You know what? We're gonna pause for 1 second because I forgot to wipe off this table. I just looked at it. If my wife sees this shit, she'll kill me. You did a whole podcast with a dirty table?
That's funny.
That's how she treats me.
Yeah, I try to keep my. I don't know if you've seen. At some point when you go to LA, like you should go to my space. Like I keep my place very clean, but it's like that's because I'm never there.
Well, that's because don't you work out of your place?
Yeah. I spend most of my time doing laundry. Yeah, most of my time because in LA they have washers and dryers in some places, but they're smaller because everything is a little bit smaller.
Yeah, because it's kind of like overseas because of how everybody's stacked on top of each other.
Everybody's stacked on top of each other, so
Makes
my
sense.
washer and dryer is half the size of what it was in Vegas.
Holy shit.
So I have to do twice as many loads, and it's like running practically all week.
Holy shit, bro. What's your water bill like, though?
I don't even pay attention to it.
You just pay it.
Yeah, I just pay. I don't look at it.
Damn. All right, one day I'm going to be like Rodrigo. I ain't looking at no bills. Just fuck it. Pay it, bitch. I got it. It's in the account. Just pull it out. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I had I watched this video on YouTube where this guy said if you want to learn how to make money, find something you can afford, just the max that you can afford, and then figure out how you're gonna pay it later. Because if you really want to keep it, you figure it out.
That's true. Yeah. That's facts. As soon as they allow me to max out my credit for that McLaren, best believe I'm gonna do it. So, man, welcome to the podcast. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been
some time. It ain't been a little while since we've seen each other because I just recorded for you a couple months ago.
Yeah, a couple months, yeah.
But I'm glad to have you here, man. It's been a long time since we hung out and just kicked it. I remember when we first met. It was almost, 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
It's been
I was still living here, yeah.
Yeah, you're still living here. Now you got two places, LA and Vegas. You out here just living that life.
Yeah, I actually just ended the lease on the one in Vegas because I wasn't going to Vegas that much.
Okay, gotcha. You didn't need it no more.
Yeah, I didn't need it anymore. But I think I want to just do my whole LLC thing in Vegas because that's where the laws are best.
Gotcha.
And then just be like, oh, my company's there, but I live here.
Which is easily done. Yeah. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
You own your LLC. Like some people do it, I think in I want to say it's like North Dakota or some weird state where they have you can shell the name of the LLC and who the owners are.
Oh, so you don't have to
Yeah, it doesn't have to be public record.
Okay.
But it might be New Hampshire. It's something with the N. I think it's New Hampshire or Nebraska. One of those states. You can get your LLC and shield anybody from actually knowing who owns the LLC.
Yeah, I think when I was researching, it's Vegas. The main thing that attracted me to Vegas was the tax laws. Because Vegas has really good tax laws.
When you say really good tax laws,
for businesses.
Give me an example because I need to know if I need to reincorporate in Vegas.
Vegas is similar. For example, you don't have to pay state taxes. It's like Florida.
Okay, perfect. That's why people be like, "Yeah, I'm going to Vegas."
Yeah. People, if you're over there, you're way. A lot of people live in Vegas and then they work in LA once they're already very established.
Okay, that makes sense. I know business people who fly private JSX. They fly that private jet from JSX to LA every morning, and it's they have 2 flights, I guess, right now from Vegas to LA in the morning. I was like, that's fucking fire.
Yeah.
That's gas. Like taking a bus to work, just 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You walk up to the hangar, they get in the plane, they fly off, they get back.
Yeah, I somebody told me that they take I forgot which airport it was. I think it was Joanna Angel told me. And she told me that there was a private airport. Not a private, but it's an airport that does private flights, but you can actually take flights from there to Vegas and back.
Yeah, that's where JSX flies out of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not right on Harry Reid.
Yeah.
It's not right there. It's literally, I don't know if you've ever been in the Cosmo, on the backside of the Cosmo. So if you stay in the backside of the Cosmo or the Mirage, it overlooks it.
Oh, in Vegas.
In Vegas,
oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
It overlooks that little private runway, and all you see is the small private jets. The jets aren't no more than a 20-seater jet. 30-seater jet. You see them flying there. Yeah, it's off that side. It's not. You don't go through the regular thing or nothing. You literally pull up. There's a hangar. There's no TSA. There's no checkpoints or nothing. You just literally pull up. You go inside, you walk through like the little air conditioned area, then they take you to the hangar, and you're literally waiting in line on a plane on a painted floor.
Yeah, that sounds way more attractive than going through TSA and all that, and or driving, which is like 4 hour drive, or more. It can be
It can be longer if you hit one of them motherfucking accidents in the mountains.
yeah, accidents, or I think there was a monsoon season, I think that they call it.
Yeah, the rainy season.
The rainy season. So apparently one area got flooded and everybody had to go around it. So it took people about 10 hours to make it from LA to Vegas.
Fuck that.
It was immediately after AVN.
Fuck that.
So yeah, everybody that went from Vegas to from LA to Vegas and then had to leave back to LA got stuck.
Yeah, I would have took a nap somewhere. I mean, not in the desert, because taking a nap in the desert sucks depending on the temperature.
Yeah, that's why I still had my place in Vegas. I was thinking then if I wanted to keep it, because I already had 2 months in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm gonna keep it because I don't want to have to be doing back and forth. I can just stay here.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
I got you. So, man, we talked a little bit about we talking money stuff off rip, but let's talk about life, man. How's life been?
life.
What's going on with Rodrigo? You married? You got a girlfriend, boyfriend? What you got going on?
I'm kind of dating. I am dating. But it's complicated because of work.
Yeah,
it's complicated because of work. And also complicated because I just moved to LA like half a year ago, and it's just really hard to dedicate time to a relationship when you're trying to do so much work.
I feel that. But you know what? They always say balance. Balance is everything.
Right. I'm trying to balance.
I feel that. You know what? My mom always told me this. She said, and this was when I was much younger because I met my wife very early, but I was always a ladies' man. I was always around the girls, always wanted to hang out with the girls. And she used to say, work hard, stay focused, and the woman that's going to help you work harder and make you more focused will appear.
Right.
And I didn't believe that until I met my wife in art class. And I'm like, she's helping me work harder and stay focused because she's helping me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I definitely get it because you have, you know what I'm saying, so many collabs, so many this, shoot here, shoot there, on set here, on set there, go there, fly there, drive here, be there.
Right.
And then there's another person who's like, hey, when are you going to make time for me? And it's
when
like,
are you going to have sex with me?
Yeah, like when you going to make time to come get it in over here at home. And like even me and Meecha run through that same issue where it boils down to like, how much time are you going to spend in the studio? How much time are we going to spend collabing? How much time are we really going to spend doing these things? Because at the end of the day, like, fuck, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have time for each other.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah, I want to. Once I'm officially kind of dating, I would like to already be past all the planning period of all this work. I feel like I'm still sorting things out, so it takes up a lot of time.
Hell yeah,
like sense. Getting a proper editor, doing that whole AI thing to take away some of the time, so I can have more free time.
Facts. Yeah. So people are really communicating and taking care of the editing and things like that. That makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. So. It's been like I said, it's been a couple years now, and I've watched you grow so tremendously, like so fast. I remember, like, I don't know if you had just started when we had met, but I know that you had been doing content for a little while. I didn't know how long, but I know a little while.
Yes, I was doing it with my ex at the time, and yeah, we were doing it just for Pornhub, a little bit for our OnlyFans. But I was just kind of dabbling in it. But then I was like, I should just do this by myself.
Of course, like, fuck it, solo content. You work hard. How I look at it is when you're a solo creator, you dictate your shift.
Yes. Yeah. And I was able to really like because I did the YouTube thing before, I was able to really kind of bring in everything I knew from YouTube and just apply like the SEO, how to like all the basic stuff that I needed to know I already knew. And I started kind of just testing different cameras, different phones, different looks. Started testing everything.
See, that's smart because you had the foundation to grow. So you just easily were like, hey, man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to try this. That don't work. I know this will work. Yeah. Okay, I need to put these keywords here and do this. So that was a level up. That is great. But I don't think that explains this rapid growth because you've been a Benny House business. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think, I always, it's like what they say, those success stories. Success stories. Consistency and hard work, but also I really like to research. I like to research on my own time what engages the audience the most, and at least because most people are on mobile. Yeah. One thing that I do that I see a lot of people don't do is like when they do their clips, I always take my clips, whatever I can, and I clip it in vertical.
Yeah, 916.
Yeah, 916. Because they've actually done like engagements, like studies, and yeah, it engages like twice as much.
Yeah. So it's funny. So when you think about that, like you just said, that 9/16th frame, a lot of the social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, all those all their reels are set in 9/16.
Yep.
You know, so you got a full
video,
camera
yeah.
with a video. So with that being said, you know, you got your clips coming out. You probably behoove the person to make sure that it's in that, because that's what we're scrolling. We're used to seeing.
We're scrolling, yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
And every, another thing that I do is like a simple thing. But if I do a horizontal 16:9, then I'll do 2 at a time.
Okay.
Because then it takes up the whole screen.
Yeah, you're right. Double stack.
Yeah.
Smart.
So I spend a lot of time researching like just the analytics for like engagement and what tracks better, what people like for example, like a view, it only counts if people see it for more than 2 seconds.
Oh shit. Okay, gotcha.
But then I also look at the engagement graph to see where people drop off, so I can optimize how long I want my videos to be depending on the type of content.
I love it.
So I'm essentially always like kind of doing the research and then optimizing for better engagement.
Yeah, you're a student of the game.
Yeah.
So I feel like, with that being said, that would help explain a little bit more how you grew so fast.
Oh yeah, and I'm posting every day too. So.
Yeah, facts. I mean, but you're making, you're making content. Well, you were making content at an alarming pace, bro. I swear it felt like you were shooting 2 or 3 times a day at points.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were.
Especially when I first got to LA or Vegas, I was shooting like nearly every day, sometimes twice, 3 times a day.
That's what I'm saying. And I was
a month at least.
A month. I know. I saw it. It was like I just would see you pop up here, pop up there, pop up on this person, pop up on that person. I'm like, damn, this nigga is everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was gonna say, I think we were mentioning right before we started, we're talking about the X videos.
Yeah.
So you know how X videos has the different categories, right? Like trans, straight, gay. So because what the people see is depends on what the tab they're using.
Yeah.
Usually, at least on X videos, I tripled the amount of content I put out since I started posting on it.
Yeah, because you have a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, exactly. So essentially, I'm tripling it.
Yeah.
That's how I was able to get because I've only been doing X videos like when I've been posting actively for a year and change.
Okay.
And I'm already at nearing 40 million views.
That's crazy because we're close to like 30 million views and we've had our X videos for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
But we don't have that same posting frequency.
Yeah. You got the posting frequency, then that, then the quickies, like every single little thing.
Every little piece helps.
Yeah.
It's like building a house. You got to start with the foundation, then brick by brick by brick by brick. And every one of those videos are a brick. And you're just building your home out of those videos until you have a content house.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fucking fire. So let's talk about a little bit of like, I guess, what type of content do you shoot? If you don't know who Rodrigo Amor is, like he just said, what kind of content do you shoot? Like overall, what's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. So I shoot all the content, all of it, literally all of it. Whatever content you want, I probably shoot it.
Okay, so he's literally a jack of all trades. And when we say that,
master of none.
None, because that quote is actually longer than jack of all trades and master of none. I don't remember the exact words after they say master of none, but then it says like,
but often better than master of one.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. I didn't have it perfect, but you got me. See?
Yes. Yeah, you have multi-talented, so you can do more things.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I've watched you grow in each one of these areas and arenas. You know what I mean? And develop a brand for yourself, which is fucking incredible, because a lot of guys, one, even if they are able to go on both sides, I don't think a lot of guys carry themselves with the same type of charisma, poise, and professionalism that you do. Like there are certain people in the industry that you just don't ever hear anything bad about.
Yeah, you know I try to be just by myself, and I mean we all have our opinions, but I try to keep them to myself and maybe to the people closest to me or whatever, but I don't really like to get out there and talk bad about people or talk bad about the industry I mean, there's always negative stuff, but there's no need for me to be fighting with anyone or trying to start drama or.
I mean, I can honestly say that since we've known, because I'll talk a little bit of shit, but any shit I talk, I'm quick to make sure that I tell people I'll tell you whatever shit I'm talking because it's honest shit. Like I don't.
Right. And you have an explanation for why you believe what you believe. It's not just like I'm just hating.
Yeah, nah, never
You
that.
know?
Because there's no reason to hate on another human being for anything that they're doing, especially when most of the time the only thing that they want out of what they're doing is to benefit themselves and benefit their family. And how can I hate on somebody for wanting to do that? Even if it disproportionately affects me and I don't like it, I can't hate on it because I understand what you're trying to do.
Yes.
You know?
I have my rule is like, even if I don't like what a person does or whatever, I'm like, I had somebody that I don't like the type of content or something. It was some stuff, but somebody was asking me advice about something relating to them because they were a friend, and I just like, oh, here's the advice. Even though I don't really care for that person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm pretty sure they're never gonna know that the advice came from me.
Exactly, because it's not that, and that's why you're going to continue to be great, because that is something that a lot of content creators, humans, and men, women, they don't do. It's like, I don't
fuck with you.
Yeah, I don't fuck with you, but I don't wish ill will on you either.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, nah, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm not going with what you're doing. But hey, if you need some help, here's my helping hand.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. That makes you a beautiful person. I think that quality is what makes men true men.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, helping people.
Yeah. Making you a high valued man right there in yourself is that right there. Having the ability to say, that motherfucker ain't my cup of tea. But if that motherfucker trying to do some great shit, here you go. Let me help you out.
Yeah, If you're doing great.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Fact.
If you're doing bad, I'll be like, you suck, but here's how you could improve. So, because I ultimately, I don't really think I have like any enemies. Anybody I'm like, I really don't. Because even if I don't like you or you don't like me, I still don't wish anything upon you. Exactly. I still want you to do well, because I know if you do well, you probably won't hate me less.
Facts. So the better you do, the less you think about me.
Yeah, the less you think about me. So I don't care.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. That's so true. Great wisdom. The better you do, the less you think about me. I like that shit. Yeah. So with that being said, you've had the opportunity using that beautiful charm and that charisma to say, hey, I'm gonna collab with all these people. So what's the wildest time on set, or maybe offset, since you've been in the industry? Because you know how it goes. Sometimes you'll have really good chemistry with somebody on set, and that'll lead to maybe dinner, lunch, and then y'all fuck again at the house. You know, we've all had those moments. We're gonna keep it 100. So what's the craziest moment that you've had now since you've been out there with the big dogs in LA?
I've done a lot of stuff at this point. Like,
I know, that's all I'm saying. That's why you gotta have at least one time where the monkey crashed through the ceiling or something.
I mean, we had like maintenance people, kind of like pool cleaning maintenance people. Oh, that oh, right. Didn't that kind of happen to us?
Oh yeah,
that didn't happen to us.
No, that was the bug guy came.
That bug guy.
The bug guy came in the middle of your shoot when I was recording.
Right, that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was the craziest thing.
That wasn't the crazy, but stuff like that's happened. Yeah, I've kind of dated. You know, that's also. I was gonna say, like on set, one of the greatest things that happened. I was recently last year with Josie.
Okay.
The same. So she was in LA, and we weren't like on a mainstream porn set. We were kind of like doing a collab with a cameraman and everything.
Okay.
And it was a foursome. And you know how she says big squirter, right?
Yeah, humongous squirter.
Humongous squirter. She squirted so much that but at the moment I could see it, because I'm a squirt expert, so I could see it coming. I was dealing with that. I could see it coming, and the camera guy was right behind me, like right here. So what I did is I literally blocked it
for the cameraman, just straight to the face.
So the cameraman wouldn't, because I mean the cameraman was right behind me, and she squirts a lot, but it was so much that literally like it drenched me completely, almost as if I was completely soaked in water.
Holy smokes, Josie!
And then I went like this to the camera.
So let me ask you a question: is Josie the heaviest squirter you've ever been with?
She's definitely. Oof.
Yeah. You got to think about that. You're like, see, this is what happens when you get that. This is the price you pay for being too big, because now you got to think about who you're going to say, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They don't want to forget nobody, because it was a lot.
At least with Josie, that experience has never happened with any other.
Okay, gotcha.
But at least, like, you know, I know at least like 4 or 5 that squirt a lot.
Okay.
Like, they just keep squirting.
I'm not going to ask you to rank them.
Yeah. They're like, they're all great.
Let me ask you a question. Is that preferred?
Is it like
would you be like, hey, if a girl's like I squirt versus, so you have 2 collabs, right? One girl says I squirt, one girl says I don't squirt. Are you gonna lean more towards the squirter? or the not squirter?
I mean, there's other factors, but if those were
The only two factors.
if those are the only two factors, I would definitely go with the squirter just because
It's more fun.
More fun, yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, there you
Hey,
go.
look, squirters, y'all are in. You +1. You know, we're gonna start keeping squirt counts
Yeah.
because I'm not big into squirting.
Oh, I want to do like a squirt compilation.
Holy shit!
So I just need to get like all the footage to an editor that can actually like edit it really well.
Yeah,
And just some music or whatever. But I don't want to do like a squirt compilation.
bet. Well, look, I might have somebody for you.
Oh, okay.
He's a fan. Great editor.
Oh, okay.
He's overseas in the UK.
Oh,
he's
nice.
He's way different fire. I got you. Because I'm curious to see the squirt compilation.
Yeah, it's like for the ad revenue, just like a 5-minute squirt compilation that I can post on Pornhub and X videos.
You know what?
Yeah.
You just inspired me. I don't have any squirt compilations because Micha doesn't really squirt crazy. Yeah. She does, but the dude has to have a dick like yours to make her squirt. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, and even talking,
you want this?
Yeah. Even talking, the technical aspect we were talking about later with like earnings and everything, and how you grow so quickly. One of the things that I figured out is because a lot of the content is getting taken down from like tube sites and other places because it's not being hosted, like compilations, for example.
Yeah.
If you make your own compilations and you put them out, then you get all those views that didn't exist before.
Facts.
So I've been doing that for like, that's another reason I got big on Red Gifts, because I started making those compilations too. And they started getting like a lot of views that other people weren't getting.
Now that you mention it, we did do a countdown video one time with how many people she collabed with in a month. So we had that month, in particular, I think we had 15 collabs.
Yep.
So like a 15-minute or a 15-person compilation, you know what I mean? Bam, 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 bam was definitely one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's as easy as put it on the tube site, collect views, and it's great marketing for all your content all at once.
Facts. So speaking of that, you and I have both talked about this, and we share a particular view on the tube sites. And I'm sure you agree with me on this. You use these tube sites to draw traffic and drive traffic to your more high-paying sites.
Yep.
And you still use the tube sites in the sense of we still make money off of the premium and things like that, but you do use the tube sites and give away free content to grow yourself on those platforms.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't have to, but it helps a lot. And I mean, my belief is maybe even just because of OnlyFans, and now everybody's trying to do this. Not everybody can do it, but everybody is trying to. So it's like it's very flooded. So anything that you can do
to stand out is better than not doing it. Facts. Because I know we stand out because we're one of the few swinger couples, interracial swinger couples that are in a hot wife style relationship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I know that, we stand out, and that's kind of our niche. And then I'm also a stag because I play, you know what I mean? So we're a full on swinger couple, an interracial couple that's both in this 100%. So I know that we stand out in that, but I can understand like if you are like a couple and you're only doing couples content and you get to the point where you're doing couples content and you're like, hey, I'm only doing couples content. You're going to need to come with something wild and be extremely consistent and be more creative in order to capture those views, because if not, you fall into the category with everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And every category, I mean, that's another reason I grew so quickly is because, I mean, just like you, you're not just on Twitter.
No, of course not. Reddit. Reddit as well. I got humongous Red Gifts. Yeah.
Yeah, you joined the Red Gifts right around the time they started also, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're about the same size or something.
Yeah, we're close to there because I don't know what our rank is, but we have like, I think we have like 30 million views or something like that.
You might have more.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at the views in a minute. I typically just upload them.
Yeah, I know.
But we have a tag.
Oh, right. So when I got on the tag system as soon as it started.
Exactly. So
yeah.
So a lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah. So I've been telling people about the tag system, and I think it's also been helping me get views.
Oh, okay. Because they can tag you.
Right, because they can tag me. So I'm like, tell them, hey, I'm on Red Gifts, tag me.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that today.
Yeah.
I'm going to put out a post, be like, hey, if you have a Red Gifts,
just tag me.
And you have a tag, drop your tag in here, and then here's my tag.
Yeah. That way people can find you. It's essentially just like any other platform.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, Red Gifts is, with Imager didn't take down porn right away. Mm-hmm. They slowly did it. Yeah. And what they did was they introduced an AI. And a lot of people know this, but there is a company that is a Christian-based company that is working on an AI system and they've marketed to these places to help them take down public porn, things that are done outside, because they want to. So what I realize is the attack isn't going to start on regular porn. It's started on public porn. So first they want to say that's indecent exposure, because now we're forced to be a part of your scene, even if it's by accident.
Yeah.
So if you can take it away and there's no profit in it and there's no market for it, now guess what? Nobody's going to do it. Yeah. So that was step one. After you can do that, now you can start tweaking that same AI system to go off of anything else. So they're going to have animals. They're going to have trees. Right. They're going to have, cars, car windows, certain things that are automatic triggers that if the AI picks up that in multiple different ways, after scouring the internet for hundreds of different, views, things like that, it will take your stuff down.
Yep.
So that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think ultimately, and I think I keep thinking back to YouTube because I had this premonition when I was a teenager.
Okay.
I had a premonition that I knew YouTube was going to be the number one platform.
Gotcha.
And I knew that a lot of other social media companies were going to start copying it just because it was the only company I was figuring out how to make money from, like monetizing content online. Yeah. But also dealing with copyright. Because I think ultimately what will end up having to happen is like you essentially have to send out your footage to get your footage essentially verified, so the system doesn't essentially take it down. Yeah. And then just like YouTube copyright system works.
Facts. But I think though, instead of you having to send it out, I think what will happen is you'll get a pixel. And that pixel will be in your cookies. And when that pixel gets hit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or you post, every time you post on a particular site, it sends out that pixel to the AI. And the AI comes in and immediately scans whatever it is. So, like, I think the issue that they're going to run into is when we do photos, right? You may be in a bikini, and the bikini may be a nude bikini. So the AI doesn't pick up any variations in the skin tone or in the flesh. Yeah. And you're outside in a private area, or you're inside in something that looks like it's outside. Yeah. And now you run into that issue.
Right. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah, I think that verification thing might work, but yeah, the AI thing is going to be interesting because it's a whole new frontier.
It is. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
So now that we talked about the business side and talked about everything, let's get into your life a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We know that you're dating. Know that you're out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I know we talked about, you're going to do some traveling here, take a little break.
Yes,
you know
I'm going to go to Cuba for a couple weeks.
Okay. So, a lot of people don't know you're Cuban. Yeah. You think he just black. He Cuban. But that still counts. He black, but he Cuban black.
Yeah, my dad is pretty dark.
Yeah, I was saying. Yeah. A lot of people, like Cuban people and black people have a lot of similarities. We not the same, but in America, we all black. Okay. Yeah. So, but tell me a little bit about, if you can, tell me a little bit about your how you grew up. Like, did you grow up at any time in Cuba?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that a lot of people can say that they know anything about, because what we see on Instagram when people go to Cuba is not the reality of what Cuba is. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I'm talking about, because when people go to the resorts, they get on a catamaran, they go out, they go snorkeling, you know what I mean? They see the beautiful fish, they're at this nice nightclub, et cetera, et cetera. They're partying, they're dancing, in the luxury of this little bubble.
Right. The best places.
So
yeah. It's night and day. It's not even
okay.
Yeah. It's so we do like a quick breakdown, just kind of like how the system works, at least when I was a kid in Cuba, which is now probably worse. Yeah. So in Cuba, people only get paid once a month. Whoa. Just once a month, and it's in Cuban pesos. And even adjusting for like overtime and everything, even up to now, from what I've seen and the prices, the salaries that people have told me for the month, it averages to essentially about $20 a month. That's how the average person in Cuba gets paid. So they give $20 a month. Usually the government gives them free housing, some sort of easy access to housing, education, like all the basic necessities. Mm-hmm. But you essentially have like a shitty home, and you get about $20 a month, and you get you can go to like a very small supermarket, and that small supermarket has essentially, you have like a book, and that book essentially they keep track of how much food they give you, and it can be like one loaf of bread per house member per day for these many days of the week, or this amount of meat for this amount of people for this many days of the week. And they even do that with like cookies, salt, sugar, Everything's rationed out, and essentially anything extra, you have to figure out how you're going to get it. So most people are doing some kind of hustle on the side and selling and reselling. And it's usually tourism, some kind of pimping or something, or reselling things that they bring from the U.S. to make the profit. Because if you get something that's like $1 here, you take it to Cuba and you sell it for $3, you make $2. If you sell 10 of those, you made your a month's income in just 10 sales.
Yeah.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Are they very strict with what you bring in your luggage? Like when you touch down, they're like, yo, son, you look real American right now. Yo, pull him. Poppy gotta go. We gotta talk to him.
Yeah. So they take away. They usually try to take away like things that are imports. So nothing that's like really like food or anything, food, medicine or whatever. They don't even count as part of luggage. If you can bring, essentially, you would have to pay them here. But when you get to Cuba, you can have 2 separate 50-pound bags. This one is full of like things that are normal. This one is full of like food and medicine related things. This one is completely free to bring inside the country.
Because it's food.
Because it's food and medicine. It's like things that people need.
Yeah.
So essentially, a lot of the people live off the charity that those things that other people bring from here.
Okay, so as an American citizen, I could come and bring 500 cases of penicillin.
Yeah, I mean, I assume the Cuban government would be like, "Why do you have 500? What is this? Whatever."
Yeah.
But if it's for some humanitarian effort, essentially that's kind of how it's treated. You can probably do it.
Okay, I just
you don't even have to pay because it's like we need this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, look, we want to donate this many goods to the country.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know that they sell land. I know. I don't know how know how you can get it.
Yeah. The government has a very strange grasp on everything. They kind of control everything, but they try to make deals because it's to their benefit.
Exactly. So I don't want to sound like a super capitalist, but I've always looked at countries like that and said, man, like somebody like yourself, right? Yeah. You personally, because you have the means to, you could be like, hey, I want to build a hotel up here.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah, it's not that expensive over there.
Exactly. And they're like, well, we want a piece of it. And you're like, well, I'll give you a piece.
Yeah.
And can I build a hotel? And they're like, yeah. And then you build a hotel.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. As long as the government, it's like they don't care what you do. They just care that they have control of what happens. But they don't care about the money side. That's also as long as they get a cut of it. Yeah. It's like we control the rules. You can't make anything crazy up on your own. We control the rules. Yeah. But you can have a business here and we get a cut.
Yeah, which you know what? I couldn't be mad at it. You got to pay the man. It's the same shit here.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oh yeah, that's wild. So when you go over there, does your family know about the whole lifestyle?
Oh yeah. So I decided to start doing porn and I started posting things. I never was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna post things on tube sites, and I don't want to do that because people are gonna find me. I don't care.
Yeah, you're like fuck it.
I'm all in. When I do something, I go all in because I'm trying to collect as much experience as possible so I can grow as quickly as possible.
I'm with you on that, and I respect that about you because it's like, all right, we're all in. Like I'm gonna do this, and like you've done such a great job of doing that. It's just great. But like, when you get there and your family's there, they, obviously you talk to them on the phone. You come over there and you take care of, I assume, your whole family. Yeah.
I mean, the good thing with my family is there's not a lot to take care of because we've done. My parents have done a really good job of making sure that everybody in my family over there has been pretty good, and they help them like set up a business and everything. So actually, when I go over there, we're all just able to kind of hang out.
And just be family.
For the most part. So there's like a discrepancy, of course, but we kind of close in that gap.
Okay, gotcha. Which to me, that's fucking fantastic. Yeah. Like, because at the end of the day, so you come from a family of entrepreneurs.
Well, my mother was a teacher. She's like a teacher with a master's, or was in Cuba, not here. Here they just do some kind of delivery job. They like to be able to make their own time and whatever, and then just go out to Cuba whenever they want because they have a house there too. And my father is a doctor. My father has a PhD in internal medicine. Okay. He did like surgeries and everything. He had his own practice. So, and he did that for like maybe close to a decade. Wow. 10 years. Yeah. Essentially the entire time I was in Cuba. Okay. But essentially another thing that the government does to kind of set up everything, keep everything running to get people happy enough. Yeah. And it's a perfect system if you think about it, kind of fucked up. They literally, essentially, fund all your schooling so you can become essential things like teachers and doctors. And then they give like teachers a basic salary and basic benefits that are actually kind of good. Like, they access to more food or whatever. and then doctors get their own house. So a doctor gets a house that's actually part of like essentially it's built like some kind of like unit building that there's not a lot of variation, and they're spread throughout the whole country. And they'll put the doctor lives on the top floor, the nurse lives in the bottom floor, and then this adjacent part here, that's like way bigger. That's the practice. And essentially, they work certain days of the week during certain hours, and they just stay there. And then when they're done, they go back to their houses.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in one of those.
Okay. And there was basically you grew up with a bunch of other doctors' kids because all the doctors live in that area, I assume.
Yeah, we don't live in the area because they're like maybe about a mile apart each.
Oh, okay. I assume that they would be.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But I do hang out.
Listening.
But I do hang out. I did hang out with them and their parents and all those because they all got together for things. You know.
Yeah, because you guys don't really have like. There's only like what 4 channels in all of Cuba.
When I grew up, it's only 2.
2. Okay, so now okay. So I've heard through the grapevine from people that I know who.
Yeah, there's like 4 or more now.
Yeah,
but there were only 2 when I was there.
But you don't have any international channels. Like they can't see what's going on in America there at all.
No, for international channels, you have to kind of set up your own system, antenna, or whatever. And the government knows people do it, but they don't really try to crack down on it.
Yeah.
Unless they think that you're doing something else.
Yeah, because you still want to see the fights.
Right.
People still want to see those things. So they're like, man, yeah.
But they've kind of like really loosened up on that because they realize that the internet is out there now and they can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's like Pandora's box type of thing. It's like, so they just kind of try to control the inflow of information.
Okay, gotcha. So I guess what the question would be like, so if I went out there and I had gotten Starlink, right, for example, through Elon Musk. So I'm like, I'm going to give me a Starlink and I'm going to pull up and I'm just going to put my Starlink, because you put Starlink on the house, you got internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Would that be allowed, or would the government be like, because you can't really regulate that Starlink. That's a direct line.
Right. I mean, that's a good question because that's like a new frontier.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
a new frontier.
I'm all about the entrepreneur side.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you see, speaking of new frontiers, did you see about the AI Hollywood strike?
The AI Hollywood strike? What do you mean?
So the AI Hollywood strike refers to the AI Hollywood strike where essentially they'll do a contract kind of like how porn does, and like in some like porn scenes. Essentially, you buy this and you get paid for this amount of money, and then we own your image for that product, and we just keep reproducing it forever. But you never get any royalties. And they're wanting to do that with AI models. So essentially, scan people, pay them like $1,000. Then we own your image, and we're able to use that image forever in Hollywood.
So you
don't need any extras anymore.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. I was about to say that's literally the first place I went. Yeah. Was you pay $1,000 to be an extra, and now you're an extra digitally, and they can just impose you in the background of anything. Forever. They just film you walking
forever.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, some people are gonna love that.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, I'm forever enshrined in movies, and I can be used. Like, you can find me in this point in my life in a movie for the rest of the time. Mm-hmm. But you can also have your face used on a decapitated body. A picture of yourself.
Yeah, or I mean, it's funny because I think porn, in a sense, is gonna go that way. That's why I had the comparison. Because have you seen the fake models?
Yeah, the deep fakes.
Yeah, the deep fake models.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the site. They have a site called like Deep Fake something.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the actual profiles that the entire. So essentially, they create a person that's not real, and they create like photos with them, essentially with Photoshop bodies and everything. So there's a bunch of them that are trans.
Oh wow!
So they're essentially trans, but they're not a real person at all. It's just like there's photos generated by this system, just essentially being
just beautiful people that don't exist.
Well, just one particular person, because they're trying to create a profile like as if it was an actual person.
That's wild.
And then they have them subscribe to find more photos and stuff, but it's all artificially generated. It's not real.
That's insane.
Yeah,
because then you can just they subscribe to this artificial person, and then they just keep artificially generating photos over and over and over.
Well, the person doesn't exist.
For a person that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's this website is called thispersondoesnotexist.com. Mm-hmm. I think that's the name of the website, or something like that. And essentially, it's just a page that every time you refresh it, a new face appears, but it's completely artificial intelligence generated.
That's crazy, and it's probably taking all the intel from all the faces that it acquires throughout all the world to make this face.
Make unique faces that don't exist.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah. I found a deep fake of me on Redgifts.
For real?
Yeah.
You're like, my dick don't look like that.
No. It was it wasn't my face. It was another person's face.
But your body. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild. You're like, so it's the opposite. You're like, that's definitely my dick. That's definitely, I know that dick. That's mine.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
That's my apartment.
Is that Michael Jordan in the back? I know that picture.
Yeah.
Look at my mom. What the oh, damn, I gotta take that picture.
Yeah, it was, when I saw that, I was, oh shit, I made it. That's what I thought. I'm like, somebody's making a fake. Oh, right. So that's what I was going to say about the Cuba thing. That's how my my cousin found out. Because I have a cousin in Cuba who, like, he was on some kind of like hookup, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's gay. So he saw a picture of somebody that looked exactly like me.
Mm-hmm. And
he was like, a different name. But he's like, hey, is this you? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's me, but it's not me.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, that's when I told my family. Because I was like, the moment the first person finds out, I'm going to let them know.
Yeah.
It was like 48 hours later.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, all right, mom, listen, dad. All right, here you go. I know you thought I was going to be a doctor, but shit. Okay, what happened was.
Yep.
All right, so I fell in.
Yeah. And I actually did go to like, I was going to become a nurse and then proceed to do medical. I was going to like, I forget what it's called, like the medical device engineering.
Okay, you were going all the way.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to do originally.
Okay,
I did go to school for 3 years for that, but then I just kind of stopped.
So you're good with mechanical engineering and electrical engineering?
Yeah, I love all that stuff, but the main thing that I really enjoyed was actually working with patients. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have I don't have like a lot of tact, but I like doing the actual task.
Yeah. So you be in there like, damn, bro, you got your whole leg blown off. Look, we gonna try to work that back, my boy.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Essentially, yeah. So I don't think I fit the temperament to be able to deal with people like that. In those scenarios, at least.
I can't. Yeah, I cannot. Yeah. That makes sense. So let me ask you a question. A lot of people like have a country like Cuba to go back to. Do you ever consider retiring there? Like, getting a boat, getting a house.
I would only consider retiring to Cuba if I could set up a business there.
Gotcha.
That actually helps the country.
Gotcha.
That's the only way.
I feel that.
Because I would want to be doing something productive.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense for home, of course. Like,
I wouldn't even care about making money because it's so cheap to live there.
Of course, you're not worried about.
Yeah, you're not worried about money. I mean, in Cuba, like I said, people live off $20 a month.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when I pull up and I come in there to buy bread and they write it down, they be like, nigga, this is the third time this week, nigga. What do you do?
Yeah, like so a few months ago, I went for my aunt's birthday. It was only went for like 3 days, 3-4 days, but we went 3 nights in a row out, and it was 9 of us, and I was the only one paying.
Yeah,
and then ended up spending like 60,000 pesos, which was like $300. But it's like, it's how many people's salary? Because people are earning what, 4,000 pesos a month.
Yeah.
So,
damn, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they earn 4,000 pesos a month.
$20,
which is $20 US. Mm-hmm. But in their in the life though, 4,000 pesos in exchange to each other.
Only for things that are locally made.
That's what I'm saying. So like, let's say you were like, you got sugar cane, right? You're growing sugar cane. I want to buy the sugar cane, and I have pesos.
Yeah, you can buy it with pesos.
And that's what, so at that point, is the exchange rate is the sugar cane still 2 pesos per pound, or is it like 20 pesos?
No, I think it's like it's the equivalent. So because of inflation, also COVID kind of like hit that. It used to be bad, but now it's way worse. They're essentially paying maybe about half of what you would pay, let's say, for a pound of like chicken meat or something at Walmart.
Okay.
But remember, they're making only $20 a month.
Gotcha.
So even if it's like Walmart prices or sub Walmart prices, it's still a lot for them.
Yeah, because it's still $20. So even if it's for a pack of chicken, $6.96. So let's say for two big breasts is $6.96. You're paying let's say half of that, $3.96. You're still down to $17 for 29 days. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you have to really think about it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Which it explains why when people from Cuba come here, they have a specific mentality on how they do things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like very calculated. They're very precise. They're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna make this job, and then they.
The way that affected me is that I became a minimalist.
Yeah, of course, because you got used to having less.
Yes. So I literally don't own anything. I have my car, but I've never owned a house, and everything that I like owning is either books or digital things.
Yeah, things that will move you forward.
Right, and I move around like at least every couple of years. just because I'm like, oh, I'm tired of this place, move here. Even if it might be close, I just like to change the scenery, something.
Gotcha. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever considered settling down and having a family?
Yes, but I first have to finish this job.
I feel that.
I first have to finish this job.
Okay. So how long so do you have an expiration date?
So I got snipped, but I got snipped because according to research, after 10 years is when it really drops, like the reversal, and as long as you get to go to a good doctor, which I went to one in Vegas. So I did it so I could go 5 years hard at work and not have to worry about any accidents or anything.
Yeah.
And after 5 years, essentially half that period, because I want actually good odds of like success rate, then I'll undo it.
Okay.
Which is like 10 grand or something.
Yeah, but at that point, with how you live,
yeah, exactly.
It's
right. So essentially, it's like an insurance policy. Essentially,
yeah.
I don't have kids. Then when it's time to have kids or whatever, settle down. If it's the right time, do it. And then maybe wait a few years if I have a few kids, and then do it again, and then back to work for a few more years, and then maybe finish by the time I'm 50.
Okay, and be done. Just chilling.
Yeah,
and that's incredible, bro.
Yeah,
that's incredible. That's an incredible.
Yeah, I have that kind of planned out.
But not only do you have it planned out, but you're like actually not. Let me not even say actually. You are working towards making that a reality, and I think that's incredible because a lot of people don't have the discipline, they don't have the reason, and they don't have the empathy for other people and themselves to say, I'm gonna go have surgery on my penis to make sure I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make sure that I hustle because I spent that money. Because it was cheap to do. It's only a couple $100 to get that done. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about yours, but
mine was $1,100.
$1,100. Okay, so $1,000 to get it done, and you don't have to worry about ever having child support ever in your life until you're ready, until you've committed. And that's the most admirable thing I've heard all fucking year. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, they say after 10 years, if you go to a good doctor, it's when it really drops off, like reversal. Then I'm like, it's just essentially a time that I can just take to.
Wild out.
Yeah, do my thing and not worry about, bringing unwanted kids into the world, which is nobody really like wants to do that. It's not like the first option for people, I think.
No, of course not. Like, trust me, I had my daughter when I was 17 years old. That was not my first fucking option. Yeah. Now, did I do what you did after I had a kid? Yeah. I didn't go to the vasectomy. What I did do was make sure damn hard that I was going to be a great father and focused on that. And being a great father meant not having illegitimate children all over the place because I wanted to focus on her and dedicate myself to her and make sure we were good. And her mother, not just her, but her mother as well. Like, I wanted to have a family unit before anything else, you know what I mean? And I think that is one of those things where the mindset has to be there to make that happen, especially at 17, 18 years old. Not that I was perfect, but 17, 18 years old, my focus was my family, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know what I'm saying, in your 20s, going into your 30s, you'll be like, hey, our focus is getting this money, growing my business, making something of myself so that when I look back and I say, okay, now I can take this 5-year break, my bank account is stacked to way up. Nothing's going to hurt me.
And you can take more risk.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you ain't got to take no risk. You can take as many risks as you want or you can not. Your life is free.
Yeah, exactly.
You're free. Like, and that's the freedom of having finances. Is just being able to, like, have the freedom to take those risks and say, oh, hey, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start a plane business. Fuck it.
Yeah, could fail, but at least you can do it.
At least you can try it. And the worst thing that happens is you go back to work.
Yeah, and it doesn't affect your family.
Not even in the least. Yeah, and that's the part that matters the most. Yeah. It's like being able to chase your dreams without affecting your family. Bro, you were so wise, man.
So this is crazy, but so I studied with Jehovah's Witness when I was a teenager.
Oh wow,
for like 6 months. So I picked up on some of their stuff. Okay. I think like some religion has like good basis for like good advice.
Yeah, good. Of course, I think all religion has some good advice within it because
it's just that it gets corrupted.
It does get corrupted.
It does get corrupted.
I think when you look at most religions, I think if you look to like an old woman, right?
Yeah.
Or an old man, and you look to the oldest people in those religions, you see the peace that comes with it, the peace with the understanding, the good parts of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see the bad parts because some people are bitter. But a lot of times when you look at these nursing homes and you talk to these old people, they typically can tell you straight up that, the peace, these are the good pieces that keep me here. You know? That's wild. Yeah. So, man, what's now you going to Cuba after that? I guess we'll have to see what's next. I ain't even going to ask you what's next because...
I'm coming back here.
Yeah, well, I know that. I'll see you at FedCon.
Yeah, FedCon. Yeah.
But I'm curious to see where Rodrigo Amor goes from here. Like, because you're at a pretty high point right now.
Yes. So so if I'm not moving up, if I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm stuck.
Yeah, right. You feel like
Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck. So I was mentioning how I was kind of stuck under 300,000 just because I wasn't. But that's because I wasn't feeling. I'm trying to make like a certain style of amateur porn that I want to make.
yeah,
But then I got to a point where I know what I'm doing, but now I know I'm already close to doing it. So what's next?
gotcha.
And I was just kind of. But I think I'm close to. I'm very close to figuring it out.
I like that.
And one thing I do for sure I want to do, which I've been postponing it for the past year because I've been busy, and then LA kind of sucked me in once I moved there. But that was doing YouTube again
Okay.
because now I have even more experience in doing more things.
Exactly.
So
And your catalog will be deep.
right, and then I also have my own like fan base that I can like. I'm like, oh look, I do this other thing too.
Yeah, come check it out.
Come check it out. So,
Rock with me, man. That's fucking fantastic.
so that's the start. Right
That's the start. Well, I'm fucking excited, man.
Yeah.
I'm fucking excited. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you dropping the knowledge on me. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mutual knowledge. So
Mutual, yeah, exactly. Every time we see each other, we always learn something. You know what I'm saying? On one side or another, or it's, hey, what's up? Hi and bye. All right, bro. I'll see you later, and you're off. You know what I mean? To the next thing. And I respect that, and I appreciate you taking the time out to come kick it on my podcast, man.
yeah, I mean, anytime.
I appreciate.
I love doing these things. I've been wanting to do more.
Oh shit! If hey, you can come back on anytime you want, my brother.
Yeah,
We can talk all day. Maybe get you on a live stream so people can ask some questions and whatnot. And
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
oh yeah. So maybe we'll promote a live stream next and get you on here, get your fans on here, and maybe see if anybody wants to say something crazy. You know what I mean? So, Rodrigo, where can they find you at? What's your socials?
So my socials are essentially for all my main social medias at the Rodrigo Amor. So that's at THE Rodrigo Amor. And my website, which is just my link tree, is at rodrigoamor.com.
Okay. RodrigoAmor.com. Check it out, guys. Or Rodrigo Amor. That's on everything. If you guys have any questions, check it out. Email him, text him. You know, he likes to be contacted. He likes work. He likes doing shit.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, this STAGVIEW. I'm Lupe.
It's Rodrigo Amor.
Peace.